Shout out to G-Man Boxing. Where's the piss bottle? It's over there.
Alright, lads and lassies, some breaking news literally in the last hour, with regards to the future of Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, Dazn and Sky Sports. Mike Coppinger is now reporting, have the article here in front of me. I'm just going to read this. Well, actually, I'm going to give you a quick snippet before I start reading this. It looks likely that Eddie Hearn and Matchroom are going exclusively with Dazn. This is what sources are saying here. Looks pretty, credible. Mike Coppinger is pretty much alluding to the fact that it's already in place. He said that Adam Smith and Eddie Hearn don't wish to comment on this. I'm going to read this article here verbatim. So it says Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing have struck a record-breaking deal with broadcast streaming service Dazn that is worth well into the nine figures, sources tell Mike Coppinger. The 5-year contract ends Matchroom's almost decade-long exclusive broadcast relationship with Sky Sports in the UK and strengthens growing partnerships between Hearn and Dazn. It will now see many of Matchroom's premium British roster, including Callum Smith, Conor Benn, Katie Taylor, who's Irish, and Lawrence Acolli, added to Dazn's blockbuster schedule. Hearn previously had held an exclusive deal with Sky Sports UK and Ireland since 2012. And last signed the 6-year contract with the broadcaster in 2015. It's obviously ended now, showcasing 120 shows a year. So it says here now that this groundbreaking deal is worth well into the 9-figure category. So it's the Dazn we know have deep pockets, and goes into effect on July the 1st before Eddie Hearn joins up with Dazn officially this summer. Obviously the 1st of July. Matchroom will see out its Sky Sports contract with 2 more shows. The first event is due to take place on May 15th, which will be headlined by light heavyweight Joshua Buatsi at the AO Arena in Manchester. The final show will take place on June 15th. I don't know if that's even been announced or who they've announced for that yet. I know they haven't announced an opponent for Buatsi. There's Terry Harper on the undercard, I know that, but with regards who he's fighting, I don't know. So these are the last 2 shows. Dazn and Matchroom, okay, well, I don't really need to read on that because it's just kind of saying they've worked together. This is the bit I want to read here. While Hearn will be able to call upon an array of talent from Dazn's UK events, the partnership does not, this is interesting, does not include marquee heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua. That's what sources are saying. The pack also doesn't include Hearn's second biggest heavyweight attraction, Dillian Whyte. If Joshua or White are to appear in Dazn in the UK, those deals will need to be separately negotiated. Alright, Hearn, Dazn and Sky Sports head of boxing, Adam Smith, all declined to comment when contacted. Okie dokie. They're saying here the main reason is money. It is, obviously. Right. My thoughts on this. Am I surprised? No, not in the least. Put it like this, right? Going back as far back as 2018, when Eddie Hearn first announced this contract with Dazn, for me, the writing was on the wall then and there. The real significant factor, and the thing that kind of really had me thinking that Dazn or that Matchroom and Sky, their days are numbered, was when we had that Cheeseman Garcia card in the O2 in February 2019. It was not the strongest card, I will attest to that. It was like a next gen show on steroids, if that makes, the next gen shows Eddie Hearn was putting on a few years ago, where it was like up and coming prospects beating journeymen in the York Hall, and he's putting them on like Wednesday evenings, Thursday evenings in Sky Sports. That was essentially what this show was. It was like a slightly better next gen show where guys were fighting obscure opponents apart from the main event, and that was really it. And Sky, Adam Smith were vocal about the fact that since Eddie Hearn's went with Dazn, these UK shows have not been good enough. And that was in February 2019. Now, since then, some shows have been good, some have been better than others. They've been kind of all over the place. But the continuing theme has been Eddie Hearn has really been focusing on Dazn US, to the point where some of the US cards, Sky Sports weren't even showing them. I mean, I was in Unrivaled, and shout out to him. Go and check out Unrival's stream. He's doing a stream for a very, very good cause. An excellent cause. I'm actually going to leave a link in the I'm going to leave it in the comments. I'm going to pin the comment for Unrivaled. Just going off topic, I want to get that in there. But I remember being on his stream on Monday, and we were talking about back in the days when Sky were putting on international fight cards almost every week. You know, you had PBC, you had Top Rank, you had, you know, main, you had these shows on. Whereas now they're very limited, and obviously money has got to play a large factor in that. They just don't have the budget. But I've noticed myself the quality of certainly the UK shows have dwindled. You know, they're more willing to put things on pay-per-view. I mean, for argument's sake, this card we have coming up next week, is that a pay-per-view worthy card? No, it's not. The main event is okay. It's a good main event. But is that whole card in a nutshell worthy of pay-per-view? Of course not. Of course it isn't. You know, they've been putting on pay-per-views, you know, for seemingly, you know, Usyk Chisora, you know, pay-per-view, you know, and a week undercard. This has been happening consistently with Sky. So the quality of the cards over here just haven't been up to standard. And the quality of the cards over in the States, for the most part, and they're not pay-per-view, they've been quite good. You know, we've been seeing maybe not the most competitive fights in the world, but we've been seeing good competitive fights. Guys willing to sign with the Zone, people happy with the Zone, you know, and Eddie Hearn, you know, for me this was always going to happen. Sky Sports have been around for a while. They've done a lot of good for boxing, but what's the common complaint we have about Sky nowadays? There's a lot of complaints, but it's the punditry is not up to scratch. It's expensive. Do you know how much Sky Sports is for me? It's well over £100 a month. When the Zone take over, I don't need Sky Sports anymore. I can stream F1 and I can watch boxing on the Zone. You know, that's literally because that's all the reason. That's the only reason why I have Sky Sports. I watch a little bit of football, but I'm not really into football. Don't watch rugby. Don't like golf. I like playing golf, but I don't like golf. Darts, no. F1, yeah, but I can watch that in other ways. That's it. And that's literally the only sports I watch. So I don't need to be paying that much money. Whereas the Zone, it's not going to stay $1.99. I can imagine. But at worst case scenario, £7. I would say probably worst case scenario, £7. Worst case. Compare that to 100 and something, it's night and day. It's night and day. As I said, the punditry is not amazing on Sky. It really, and Eddie Hearn has said that this team in the UK will be a completely new team. So it's being reported there anyway, that it's going to be a new kind of commentary team. So there won't be any of this cheerleader Adam Smith. You know, I mean, like I go back to that fight, not last week before, Ebony Bridges, Shannon Courtney. What the hell was that? I was listening to that and I was like, what is this fool trying to do? Like, is he trying to, you know, commentate a documentary, or is he trying to commentate a fight? Because he's missing shots. He's sounding like a bona fide cheerleader. And I was just like, what the hell? Like, what are you, like, why are you on commentary? You can't commentate, you know? So to not have to listen to that, and even if Sky sign with, you know, I don't know, Sauerland, or they start working with, you know, Sauerland, MTK, name me someone, Mick Hennessy. If they start doing like deals with promoters like they used to, you probably get much better commentary because they don't need to be biased, you know. And for the last year, like Matchroom have always been, or Sky have always been biased on commentary. For the last year, it seems to be like tenfolds. Like we've always complained that Matchroom, you know, can be really biased. You know, Sky, I should say, can be really biased on commentary. We've always had that complaint, and it's been recurring over the years. But lately, like pretty much since Fight Camp, the commentary has been, for me, near unbearable. To the point where at least they would give the away fighter credit from time to time. But like over the last year, I've seen away fighters like Rachel Ball. We're going to female fighting, but I've seen fighters like Rachel Ball, you know, land shots on like Shannon Courtney, and Matthew Macklin's turned around on commentary and said, "Great right hand by Shannon Courtney." It's like, what the hell, mate? Like, could you at least, you know, be discreet about it? I'm sure the Zone, I've seen the Zone, they can be biased. BT can be biased, but at least they're not so in your face. You know, when it's that in your face, it's just like, and you don't, like, I'm someone, I like the commentary, so I don't want to, you know, mute it. But those have been complaints I've had about Sky. So if we're getting it all new, it's brilliant. It would mean significantly less pay-per-views, which is great. I really think what the Zone, I don't understand why anyone wouldn't want the Zone to work. You're essentially paying for what you want. You know, I want to pay for what I want. I want, you know, if I just want boxing and the Zone give me that, happy days. That's what I'm happy to pay for. You know, it's vice versa with, you know, like ESPN Plus. If we got it over here, and if they were giving me boxing or something like that, I'll gladly, you know, pay a subscription to that. I think the Zone is great. I think it's value for money. I think this is a very good thing. It's a very good thing. I'm not surprised. Eddie Hearn said that he was talking to other people as well, but we knew the Zone, the relationship he's built over the last few years. I wasn't surprised. I'm very happy with this move. I will continue. Like, obviously, like Sky Sports, they still will cover boxing, and you know, I think it could be good for some grassroots promoters. You know, I'm not just going to knock Sky just because their commentary is bad. The platform could be brilliant for, you know, like I said, Sauerland with that deal they signed. You know, they could be showing World Boxing Super Series. Mick Hennessy could get a couple of his small hall fighters onto Sky, could help build up, you know, them. You know, you could take MTK, you know, get some exposure to them fighters. So it kind of evens itself out, you know. I'm sure Sky could open their doors up to what they did pre-Hearn days, where they had Frank Maloney, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn. I think Barry was running at the time, you know, Dave Colwell. They could do something like that. So for me, I'm all for this. I think it's a good move. I think we might see Sky improve, believe it or not. Because as I said, when you don't have a horse in the race, when you have several different horses, you're not likely to cheer for just one specific one. You know, so we might see better commentary from Sky. One reason why I get so annoyed with commentary, there's two reasons. One is, you know, I like having someone talk. I like hearing that voice during the fight, you know, telling me what's going on. That's why I like listening to Barry Jones and guys like that, because they're really good at breaking a fight down, telling you what's going on in the ring. I like hearing that. With Sky, we don't get that. And there was another reason. Oh yeah, and because as well as that, you have two fighters. If one fighter's doing good and the other fighter's doing good, both deserve credit. Irrespective of your opinion of that fighter, both deserve credit. If one fighter's doing good and we're hearing, oh, brilliant, 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 and then the other fighter's doing good, oh, outside boxing this person, it's like, come on now. That's not on. Give him a fair shake. You know, if you want to be the PR guy, do that job. But when you're call it fair. That's what I want. And that's why I'm happy with this. I hope it works out for both companies. You know, I hope Dazn continue to make strides here and in the US and worldwide. And for Sky Sports, I hope they give opportunities to some other promoters. So we'll see how it goes there. Been going on a long time in this video. Probably been over talking a bit. I do that sometimes. Rambling on about things. But look, you know, we enjoy it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Smash the like button if you did. Subscribe, of course, if you're new to the channel. #GMansRocks, all that good stuff, lads. And I'll talk to you. Peace.